Guys, our friends at Ridge have done it again. After creating the world's greatest wallet, they have now launched the Ridge key case. You no longer have to be bulked down by your old jangling keychain. You got to try it out for yourself. Click on the link in the description below. Use the promo code Chael. That's going to get you 10% off. And look how good it goes with my Ridge wallet. The Ridge key case secures between 2 and 6 keys. It organizes your keys in a compact silhouette and folds out for easy access. There are 6 colors and styles, including carbon fiber and my favorite, burnt titanium. The Ridge team is so confident that you like it, they're going to let you test drive it for 45 days. If you don't love it, send it back, get a full refund. Go to ridge.com/Chael to save 10% today, or just click on the link below. Matt Lindland, you guys remember the law? Matt Lindland got the name of the law, and the year was 2000. He wrestled for the United States Olympic team. Gets to the final wrestle-off with a guy named Keith Saraki, longtime nemesis. And the way that works under USAW rules is you're going to wrestle the best 2 out of 3. So they go all 3, they raise Saraki's hands, he's off to the Olympics, but there was a foul. And the foul was contested to the point that Matt took that to arbitration, ultimately a court of law, ultimately a Supreme Court, re-wrestled the match, made the team, brought home the silver medal. Quick rundown on who Matt Lindland is, but Matt Lindland has a scar. Got a scar right on his forehead. When I met Matt Lindland, I was 17 years old. I asked him how he got the scar. We've got a little restaurant right down the hill in my hometown. Little restaurant called Sherry's, open 24 hours. Matt Lindland got into a fight when he was a kid in that parking lot. A guy hit him with a pipe, and that's where he got the scar. Fight breaks out. Matt's got some buddies with him. Let's call it 3-4 guys. This other guy's got 7-8 friends with him, but it's just going to be Matt and this guy. Matt's friends are going to stay out. This guy's friends are going to stay out. Matt tunes the guy up, but the guy proclaims, "You only beat me because I have my boots on. If I would have had my tennis shoes on, this never would have happened." So Matt tells him to go to the truck and change his shoes. Now, this is after Matt already whipped his ass once. They're all in the park. You know how those things happen. Like, you've got to get up and go in these situations. However those things jump off, they last 8, 10 seconds. You're never going to see 30 seconds in that kind of situation. Your guys go over here, they go over here. You hope to get out of there before the police come. There's any witnesses. You understand that? Matt decided to stick around and let the guy change his shoes because Matt just wanted to show him it wasn't just the boots. So the guy changed out of his boots and into his shoes, and Matt beat him up again. Now, what Matt wasn't armed with was something called the cell phone. It had just been coming out. So when all of the time that elapsed for Matt to give him a beat and let him change his shoes and then give him a second beating, the truck full of buddies that the guy's other friends had called, they came down there, tuned Matt up with a pipe, and at any rate, he's got a scar. Why do I tell you that story, you ask? What does that have to do? Well, Julianna Pena has come out. Julianna Pena says she should get a rematch against Amanda Nunes, and if they rematch, Amanda will not touch her once. Before you think you can dismiss that, before you think that your lion eyes just showed you a 25-minute beating, I will tell you those same lion eyes showed you Julianna on top of Amanda, with Amanda tapping out and begging for mercy. How could you have such a lopsided result? It's not always about the X's and O's of the contest. Sometimes it is the approach just before. Just like the dude that said, "I got to take my boots off and put my shoes on." Guys, there was a famous one that went around, I won't even say this to tease my old arch nemesis, Tito Ortiz, but remember when he got cleaned up by Lee Murray, but said that he was wearing dress shoes? As much as you want to tease Tito, there is something to that. Like, when something happens in a manner, even if it's one small thing that isn't what you thought the manner would be, isn't how you envisioned it. Tito is a trained and practiced fighter. Well, he never trained and practiced in dress shoes. Like, there's actually a legitimacy to that. And when Amanda comes out, I apologize, when Julianna comes out and says, "Give me a rematch with Amanda," I'm not against it. I do know, historically speaking, if there's a 25-minute contest and it's a 25-minute ass, it wasn't just 5 rounds to none. There was 3 10-8s in there. Saul D'Amato had 1 10-8. Douglas Crosby had 2 10-8s. I mean, this is a massively lopsided contest. I get that. That doesn't warrant, or at least that doesn't disqualify something from being warranted for a rematch. I do believe that Julianna Pena firmly believes this. I don't think she's trying to hype anything. I don't think she's trying to get anything. I know that mindset. I remember having a fight myself, just to personalize this. It made me 9-2. My official record had moved to 9-2. And I remember after that fight, I knew, I was so grateful. I knew I was never going to lose again. I knew it. Now, don't argue with me whether that became true or not. I'm sharing with you something that I believe. I learned something in that fight. It was a secret. It was hard for me to verbalize. I knew it. I got it. The answers I've been looking for. The road that I've been searching. Piecing all these things together. It just happened. I knew it. I knew it. And there's a lot of truth to that. And I only bring that to you because I don't have a better idea. I truly don't. There is a gal, God bless her, doing everything right. She's calling Amanda. She wants Amanda at 145. She's speaking up. She says that she deserves the shot. There's talk of Shevchenko, but that's very light. You got to understand, when you start doing that champ business, when you start putting two awesome athletes against each other, but you don't get any return, I mean, that's not going to be a mega fight. Even you people out there are going, no, that Chael, please, that's the run I want. I get it. I would like to see Shevchenko, and I would like to see Amanda too. You're not going to get a bounce. I could put Shevchenko in there with anybody that can fog a mirror, which is what we've been doing with her, and doing the same thing with Amanda. I can do that same thing and draw on just as many numbers. If I'm going to put two champions against each other, iron on top of iron, I guarantee that one of my invincible stars is going to lose. That's the only thing I'm guaranteeing. I'm not getting a guarantee or even a reasonable belief that whoever wins is going to get a bounce. All I know for sure as the decision maker is I get dead even, but one of my invincible athletes takes a loss. People are even talking about doing Shevchenko versus Amanda and making up a weight class of 130 pounds. It's just weird. So based on what we're hearing, one person would like to fight Amanda. Stipulation's got to be at 145 pounds. Nobody is calling out Jules. Amanda has not said what she wants to do. Jules has stepped forward first and says, I want to fight Amanda again. You might like that idea and you may not. I'm not attempting to talk you into it. I am just attempting to share with you that what you saw in that contest for 25 straight minutes, as soon as things go from bad, they go to worse real easy. As soon as things start going to good, they go to great real easy. There's something to be said for momentum, but it goes both ways. And whatever it is Julianna was in search of, whatever it was that Julianna found, it wouldn't matter if you did that for 10 rounds, you did that for 2 rounds. As soon as Amanda had figured out what it is she needs to do, as far as range, as far as pacing, as far as setups, as far as the way she circles, whether it was lateral, forward, back, whatever it was that Amanda found, you're going to use it all night. There's a rule in fighting, guys. If you can do something to your opponent in a fight, do it all night. With the very simple logic that if it worked once, they don't have an ability to fix it. You fix things after a fight. You fix them when you sit down with your team. You fix them when you watch it on tape. You fix them in the gym and in training camps, and it takes many weeks and many months to do. So if you can land a 1 to the head and a 2 to the body in a fight, go back to the 1 to the head and the 2 to the body, and then do the head and the body and the head and the body, and just keep doing that thing over and over until somebody blows a horn and pulls you off of them. And I suggest for you that largely is what Amanda did. What you saw as dominant, what you saw as one-sided, guys, it was rinse and repeat, and it was the same thing, and Amanda did a great job of it. But it was the same thing. And if Julianna Pena feels as though she's figured out, look, I'm not trying to get her to fight. I'm sharing for you reasons that having a third fight could very reasonably and historically speaking, you could get a very different result. And I'm sharing with you whether you saw 5-minute domination by Amanda or in this case a 25-minute domination, it wouldn't matter if you backed it up to 5 seconds. If Amanda finds 5 seconds of aggression and offense that works, she can duplicate those 5 seconds over 5 rounds. So your lion eyes that told you she was dominant for 25 minutes, guys, she might have only been dominant for 5 seconds and just repeated that 5 seconds. It's interesting that Julianna is saying she won't even touch me. Amanda was able to flip this script in massive proportions from not being able to get out of the second round to being completely dominant for 25 minutes, 2 10-8s by one judge, a 10-8 by the other, all 10-9s in between. But did you really see a 25-minute ass kicking? Did you see a 5-minute ass kicking duplicated 5 times? Or did you see a 5-second ass kicking duplicated over round, duplicated by 5? You see where the question changes? Do you see where sometimes a guy needs to take his boots on, put his tennis shoes on, and try again?